Good evening. I'm Dennis Owens. Alicia's off. Happy Friday. Well, lots of downed trees and power lines as the remnants of Debby hit the Midstate pretty hard. Chief Meteorologist Eric Finkenminer is here with. She packed quite a punch. Certainly,
and our crew's doing a good job covering some of the wind damage, flooding reports too. An update, by the way, the yellow breaches near Camp Hill. The flood stage is 7 feet, and right now cresting over 9 feet. So we're talking about moderate flooding that's happening along the yellow breaches. That seems to be the one stream having the worst problems right now. We go off to Harrisburg, Lewistown, Gettysburg, and Belleville, Eville. We're starting to see more and more sunshine, which is exactly what we need. A few showers remain. I'll show you that radar. I'm sure you're tired of seeing the radar, but we're going to show it one more time here coming up. But some of the highest amounts: Marysville, Wormleysburg, Somerdale, Duncannon, all within that north-south oriented axis of very heavy rain, anywhere from 4.5 to almost 6.5 inches of rain. And this is just since midnight last night. That does not account for what we had before midnight. Doppler to show you just a few remaining showers beginning to kick out. This did produce some very heavy downpours in eastern Perry County not long ago. But that's now moving toward High Spire, extending to Hershey. We had a downpour not long ago. Another downpour quickly moving out of the area. Once we're done with this, Dennis, we should begin to finally clear out. It will feel much better tomorrow that we can forecast just ahead. Okay, we look forward to that. The cleanup from these storms will take weeks, if not months, in some areas. Parts of Harrisburg were hit especially hard, and folks in Belleview Park were especially shaken up by the experience. Sarah Wilson, been there all day, joins us live with the latest on the damage. Sarah.
Dennis, good evening to you. People who have lived in this neighborhood for 20, 30 years say they have never seen anything like this. And now the hard part begins. I'm going to take a step aside so you can see there have been crews out here all evening working to clear up that damage. And what we're showing you right now really is only a snapshot of the destruction that Debby has left in her path. A path of destruction left by Debby. Heavy rain and high winds knocking down trees, flooding roads, and destroying homes.
It almost looks like a nuclear bomb hit.
Belleview Park in Harrisburg bearing the brunt of it.
You know, where we're standing here, you go 3 blocks in either direction, and it is clear, and everything in between is a path of devastation and destruction.
Neighbors saw it firsthand. Kent Hurst, perhaps more than anyone.
I was terrified. I was screaming.
He says he heard what sounded like a freight train, and then
everything collapsed on me, and I was buried in wood and insulation.
It was from that tree. He's okay, but his home and so many others in the neighborhood are not.
As soon as we walked out, we were just in absolute disbelief.
The damage is different, but the stories and the shock are similar.
We were woken up about 4:30 with the sound of the wind and then things hitting the roof and then just all mayhem breaking loose.
We got lucky. It's terrible. I mean, it's the most freakish thing that's ever happened to us as homeowners.
But through it all, a symbol of hope. An American flag that stood for decades, now dangling proudly on a fallen tree.
Thank God everybody's safe. Nobody was hurt. Things can be fixed.
And now finally, as the rain starts to let up, we have seen a lot of people kind of coming around touring this neighborhood, looking at the damage. Chief Enterline, who you just heard from, is really urging people not to do that. He says there are plenty of loose branches that could certainly fall from trees. And of course, if you are caught in that, that could seriously injure or perhaps even kill you. So he really is urging people to stay away from all of this damage. And because of the extent of this damage, our meteorologists say that it is quite possible that the National Weather Service may come out here to survey this neighborhood just to make sure it wasn't a tornado that came through, Dennis.
All right, Sarah, thanks so much for that reporting. In Cumberland County, the Yellow Breeches Creek in Lower Allen Township is overflowing. It surpassed flood stage by about a foot. Crews were there closing down the bridge that connects Limekiln Road to Slate Hill and Valley Roads. Well, thousands of Mid-Staters face power outages today. Here are the latest numbers from PPL. First Energy customers of PPL in Dauphin County are seeing the most outages, and First Energy customers in York County are seeing the most outages as well. And the route to get around Peters Mountain in Dauphin County is currently closed. PennDOT says that Route 147 between Clarks Ferry Bridge and Route 225 in Halifax is closed and will be for the next month. The road is believed to have washed out of the area. Now to the damage in York County and the flooding Debby left behind. Ireland Viscount has more on that tonight.
Ted Check with the York County Emergency Management says flooding is the #1 natural disaster in York County.
It's the one that strikes most often. It causes the most damage.
More than a dozen homes on Conawago Drive were told earlier that they should evacuate their home by officials. This is because they live along the Conawago Creek that
has risen 6 feet above the flood level.
While people's homes are flooding, officials say 14 adults, 5 kids, and a dog were being rescued. Check says they were rescued from Campground Island in York County.
So those, I would say, are kind of the most extreme incidents that we've had today. We've had a lot of flooded roadways,
including this bridge on the Baltimore Pike flooded by Red Run. Part of East Berlin Road right outside of East Berlin closed due to flooding from the Conawago Creek in York County. Here's a look at a bridge on Bermudian Church Road right near Blue Hill School Road. Also on Bermudian Church Road, a car stuck in water at the York-Adams County line.
You know, if you approach a roadway and it's flooded and you get that feeling in your gut or that little voice in your head, it's time to listen to that. And someone else, a coworker of mine, just said, if you can't see the yellow line, if it disappears into the water, turn around. So unfortunately, we're hearing about a lot of people that are not heeding that warning.
Check wants to remind you to check on your friends, family, and neighbors to make sure they're okay and have everything they need. In York County, Ireland Viscount, ABC 27 News.
Our thanks to Ireland. Now, because of Debby, Hershey Park and Zoo America closed today. That decision made for the safety of guests and team members. The park will reopen tomorrow.